In the dense jungles of Vietnam, where visibility was often measured in inches, American soldiers reported something unsettling. We never saw them, but they always saw us. The United States, the most technologically advanced military power of its time, found itself facing an enemy that used no advanced machines, no modern gear, and no expensive equipment. Instead, the Vietnamese used the jungle itself, its plants, its soil, its water, and even its silence, as their most powerful weapon. This is the story of the simple, natural tools that reshaped modern warfare. During the Vietnam War, the Vietnamese guerrilla fighters, especially the Viet Cong, were not equipped with the resources enjoyed by the U.S. military. What they had was something different, a deep understanding of their environment. To them, the jungle was not an obstacle. It was shelter, it was camouflage, it was defense, and it was a weapon. The methods they used were simple, yet shockingly effective, and even today remain some of the most creative survival strategies ever recorded. For most people, a banana leaf is just part of a tree. For Vietnamese fighters, it was a tool of invisibility. Banana leaves were wrapped around the body, layered over clothing, and used to cover helmets. In the humid jungle, these leaves matched the exact texture, color, and reflectiveness of the surrounding vegetation. They stayed cool, reduced sweat, and muffled movement. To an American patrol unit, a soldier hidden under banana leaves was practically indistinguishable from the jungle floor itself. Reports from U.S. infantry frequently mention moving bushes, a sign that the Vietnamese had become part of the forest they were fighting in. Bamboo is lightweight, flexible, and incredibly strong. Sharpen it, dry it, angle it correctly, and it becomes a lethal weapon. The Vietnamese crafted hundreds of types of bamboo traps, punji stake pits, swinging spike walls, tripwire-triggered spears, concealed pits under leaves and mud. These traps served two purposes. They slowed American movement, and they filled soldiers with constant tension, never knowing what step might be their last. In many interviews, U.S. veterans recall bamboo traps as one of the most terrifying aspects of the war, because the jungle itself became a minefield. Simple footwear made from recycled rubber, but they changed the game. Built from old tires and truck tubes, these sandals were almost indestructible. They stayed dry, made no noise, and could be replaced in minutes. Most remarkably, the treads were designed to leave footprints backwards. American trackers often followed trails in the wrong direction. A small detail that gave guerrilla fighters a massive advantage. Light, silent, and durable, these sandals were perfect for long marches and quick escapes. Beneath the soil of Vietnam existed a secret world. Vietnamese engineers created underground systems stretching for miles, tunnels, meeting rooms, kitchens, hospitals, storage chambers, ventilation shafts, and emergency escape routes. Some tunnels were dug so deep that even heavy bombing couldn't reach them. Move through the jungle, disappear into the ground, reappear behind enemy lines. It was a level of stealth that modern armies weren't prepared for. For American soldiers, fighting an enemy that lived in the earth was both physically exhausting and psychologically devastating. While U.S. troops required large logistical operations to supply food, Vietnamese fighters relied on something far simpler: compressed rice balls. These compact rations lasted days, resisted moisture, and fit easily into pockets. Combined with wild plants, fruits, and occasional small game, they allowed fighters to move silently without depending on supply convoys. This extraordinary mobility became one of the keys to their effectiveness. With limited access to medical facilities, the Vietnamese turned to the plants around them. Herbs were crushed to fight infections. Bark was used to reduce pain. Tree sap sealed cuts. Banana stem water prevented dehydration. Wild ginger treated stomach issues. These traditional medicines allowed soldiers to remain in the field far beyond what modern armies expected. The jungle provided not just cover, but healing. In a place where streams and rivers weren't always safe, the Vietnamese used natural methods to collect clean water. By cutting bamboo stalks, they tapped fresh, filtered water stored inside. Banana leaves were used to catch rainfall. Vines provided drinkable moisture. Condensation traps were built using simple cloth and leaves. This ability to find water anywhere in the jungle meant they could travel light and stay hidden. The monsoon rains of Vietnam were relentless. Yet Vietnamese soldiers created effective rain protection using strips of tree bark, fiber ropes, layers of dried leaves. These biodegradable ponchos blended perfectly with the jungle, silent, lightweight, and nearly invisible during storms. Not every fighter carried a modern firearm, but every fighter had bamboo. Carved into spears, knives, and tools, bamboo provided a silent alternative in close-quarters combat and hunting. In a dense jungle environment, silence was often more valuable than firepower. The Vietnamese did not defeat a technologically superior force by matching its power. They won by understanding their environment more deeply than any enemy ever had. They turned nature, plants, mud, water, bamboo, into tools of survival and tools of war. It's a reminder that in some battles, knowledge of the land is more powerful than any machine. This is what Vietnamese soldiers truly used in the jungle, and how simple, natural tools reshaped modern military history.